Hello, welcome to Escaping the Echo Chamber. Just want to talk about Trump and basically Trump. Not in the general abstract sense of, oh, is he a racist? Is he a scumbag? Is he a philanderer? No, I want to basically talk about Trump and the Constitution. His because I not too long ago I had an exchange with somebody on, I think it was Facebook, and they were talking about how it was in response to Trump's statement about guns and due process, and someone had criticized Trump, and so somebody comes to his defense. Somebody that claims to be, conservative, maybe the constitutional conservatives, something along those lines. And they're like, no, the mainstream media is out to get Trump, and there's no doubt that the mainstream media that there's no doubt that that the majority of media outlets have agendas. The question is what each of their agendas are. We've got Fox News, which has a right-wing agenda, and they skew their news to promote policies that they agree with, and people that promote policies that they agree with. MSNBC, yeah, they clearly go to the left wing and try to promote Democratic politicians, and more so Democratic establishment candidates. But that seems to be a trend of the mainstream media, whether it be Fox, whether it be MSNBC or CNN. They support mainstream candidates and mainstream agendas. Establishment agendas and establishment candidates. The reason why I think CNN and MSNBC have a problem with Trump is not because of anything that really about his policies. It's more so about who he is. I think politicians have a problem with Trump in that he's not a politician in the conventional sense of somebody who spent a career of creating this squeaky clean image that they can now use to sell to, the rich and powerful big donors, to get to serve their interests. Because that's what basically politicians are doing. You've got these politicians who will carefully craft an image that they are above reproach, that they are kind, thoughtful, considerate. They care about the people. They don't have these flaws. That they're just really good people, and they'll use this image to go to these mega corporations, these ultra rich and powerful people, and say, okay, you want somebody to promote this agenda for you. I can get elected. I can convince the people to vote for me because I don't have this baggage. I spent a very, very long amount of time carefully crafting an image that people will vote for, and I can go, you put money in my campaign, and I will go and do these things for you, because you're basically getting me a job, give me a job that I'll get money from whatever political position I get, and I'll have the power to do things for you, to do things for me, to because even if you take a look at how the insider trading rules, I don't think they've eliminated that loophole, but how insider trading rules don't apply to Congress, members of Congress, but people go to prison for that. So if you're not a congressperson, if you're not a senator, if you're not in government, insider trading is bad. If you are, more power to you. But to digress, this is one of the main problems they have with Trump. Trump is not that conventional politician. Trump is that rich person that they go to, hey, give us money so that we can represent your interests. That's why Trump is a problem for them, because they don't want rich people as a whole saying, wait a minute, we could save money by just doing it ourselves. We don't need the middleman to go to the American people. Look what Trump did. So they're making sure to give Trump an extra hard time to dissuade other rich and powerful people from doing what Trump did and just, cutting out the middleman, the politician, and doing it themselves, because their job security is at stake. They still want to be the gatekeepers to the halls of power, which is government. But Trump himself, people are saying, unfortunately, people are just looking at things in a very binary fashion. It's very simplistic, and in reality, things are more complex. So they're saying, okay, if the mainstream is bad, if the establishment is bad, Trump must be good because they're against him. No. The establishment can be corrupt, vile, evil, manipulative, oppressive, and Trump can be horrible as well. Because as I was just talking about, Trump isn't fighting against the establishment. He's just cutting out the middleman. He's still serving these same interests, but he's not working in the interest of just his donors. He's working in the interest of his friends, people that he rubs elbows with, people that he makes money with, and he's definitely doing it to profit himself. But this shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, you can talk about how horrible Hillary Clinton was, and this is one of the things the guy did. The guy spoke about. He clearly didn't know who I was, and so he trotted out the. Well, yes, you're lost because you believe that Hillary Clinton and the Clintons are, they care about the American people and they're horrible people, they're criminals, and somebody had to actually step and say, I don't think that's what he believes. I think you've got the wrong guy, because you've got the wrong guy. I despise the Clintons for a multitude of reasons. Of course, there are horrible criminal justice policies where Hillary now will go make lip service and pretend, oh yeah, unintended consequences. How could that, like that? That's everything you said would happen, and now you're calling it an unintended consequence. That's nonsense, and you're insulting our intelligence. But because of this binary tribalism that's existing right now, and that's so prevalent, people are going for it. Like, yeah, it was unintended. She didn't mean it. That's in the past. Let it go. No, don't let it go, because she's still doing this. She was still trying to do the same thing, and I'm glad she lost. I laughed when she lost, because she's a horrible candidate, a horrible person, and she's just done so much dirt. Her and Bill. I mean, and I'll go into a separate video just about, you can't sit there and point fingers at claims of sexual predation from Trump, and while you're married to Bill Clinton. That's absolutely absurd. That's ridiculous. Your husband's been accused of sexual harassment, sexual assault, rape, and you have no way to point a finger at Trump when you're married to Bill Clinton, defended Bill Clinton, and well, yeah, that's another video for another time. But the whole point is, I know how horrible a person Hillary Clinton is. Guess what? That doesn't make Trump a good guy. Hillary Clinton being a complete and utter piece of scum doesn't mean Donald Trump isn't one as well. But tribalism. But they're not my side. But they're the other team. But they're, it's this simplistic thinking that is allowed scumbags like Donald Trump, scumbags like Hillary Clinton to amass so much power, because scumbags like Bill Clinton, because they just say, oh, well, that's the bad guy. And guess what? That guy is a bad guy. It doesn't mean they're not too. But people have got to start using some kind of rational thought, applying some rational thought, some doing some critical analysis. This isn't rocket science. It's simple logic. It's simple paying attention. Listen to the words that they're saying. Listen to the standards by which they're judging the other person and judge them by the same standards. Wait a minute. You said Hillary's a liar. You lied about this. Just one simple fact that's kind of truer for Trump that in many other cases, because Trump wasn't always the cutting out the middleman. Trump used to use the middleman. And at one point in time, who was that middleman? Hillary Clinton, because Trump donated money to her when she ran for Senate in New York. Trump donated money to her campaign. So how big, if she's such a horrible person, such a piece of garbage, what does that make him for supporting her and her campaign? Then you've got the pictures of them, him, her, Bill, and I think it was Melania at a wedding. Was it his wedding? But yeah, they're all chummy. Chelsea and Ivanka are, best friends. Like, at some point in time, people, we got to wake up and realize you're being played. We're being played. Well, we're all being screwed. Some of us are being played because we're actually believing it. Some of us realize what's going on and just don't yet have the mechanisms to change what's going on. But hey, pay attention. Trump, this is Trump. This is what Trump's been doing forever. I mean, from his own admission, why was he donating to Hillary Clinton? Oh, because I was greasing the system. I was using the system to enrich myself. Okay, so if he admitted that that's why he was donating to Hillary Clinton, because it's either that or he believed in her candidacy and was her policies and liked her and they was just buddy, or both. But the simple point is, if that's what he was doing, why is he going to stop now? If he was willing to support a horrible person, a scumbag, a liar, somebody that's just going to violate people's rights to enrich himself, what makes you think he's going to stop when he get in the White House? He just told you how he operates. He told you, I do scummy stuff, maybe even illegal stuff. I do immoral stuff if it benefits my bottom line. This is from his own mouth. But you didn't listen. And now people are acting surprised? No. If you're paying attention, this is not news to you. I mean, just take a look at the things he's done with against the Constitution, the rights he's promising, talking, trying to, maybe in some cases succeeding and violating. Gun control. Oh, no, he was for this, he's a supporter of the Second Amendment. Do you remember when Chuck Schumer came out talking about the no-fly list? People on the no-fly list shouldn't be getting guns. And Trump says, yeah, that makes sense. That's what he thought of the Second Amendment. Because, by the way, the no-fly list, when Loretta Lynch gets on TV and is asked how many people are on the no-fly list, and she says, I'm not going to answer that. That lets you know there's no transparency to that. There's no due process in that. So, yeah. So Trump said that he was supported taking people's gun rights away without due process way before last week. Yeah, when he was supporting putting people on the restricting access to guns of people on the no-fly list, that was stating that, yeah, I support taking people's guns without due process. And he said it then. This was during the campaign. But some of you still voted for him. A lot of you people that claim to believe in the Second Amendment still voted for him. You got to pay attention. And if he actually winds up doing this stuff, guess what? You can't blame Hillary Clinton. You can't blame Barack Obama. You got to blame yourself. Don't even blame Trump. Blame yourself if you voted for him. Because he told you what he was going to do. And he's doing it. He showed you where he was coming from. He promised to violate the First Amendment, banning Muslims. Today's Muslims. What religion won't he like tomorrow? The libel laws, locking people up or news organizations because they say stuff he doesn't like. What? And do you call this clown like a defender of the Constitution? Have you read the Constitution? Supporting Apple, against Apple. He was against Apple when the FBI wanted the access to them to break the code for their phones. So much for the Fourth Amendment. He's not a supporter of that. We already know he doesn't like the due process in the Fifth Amendment, or the 14th for that matter. Because when it comes to issues of state, he's still not for supporting due process. But this is nothing new. This is all a pattern that's been demonstrated over a long period of time. If you were paying attention, you'd know this. You'd know what type of person he was. You'd know where he stands on these issues. Don't fall into this us versus them, red versus blue. Start thinking, start conducting some critical analysis and actually saying, wait a minute. Yeah, those people are scumbags. That doesn't mean you're the good guy. And with that, I'll leave that where we leave the discussion at for today, for now. And I will see you next episode.